Well, as I mentioned earlier in the broadcast, yesterday USDA released their crop condition report. And we have a look at the national conditions in case you missed it and just tuned in. On the corn condition nationwide, we actually went down 1 point to 58%, good to excellent. Soybeans stayed the same as where they were at 57%, good to excellent, not much change. And cotton actually increased by 3 percentage points up to 64%, good to excellent. So that was how things shook out in that regard. We also had some national planting progress numbers, and basically what it is a look at our winter wheat planting. And nationwide, the winter wheat planting is now 12% complete. Way ahead of schedule, the 5-year average is 8%. Well, let's take a look at our trade in the grain markets here today with our quotes provided by Bar Chart. Corn is actually surging ahead a little bit. Now we have December 4 1/4 higher at 5.17 per bushel. Meanwhile, in our soybean market, we have November up a nickel at 12.89 3/4. It did have more strength, but it kind of fizzled just a little bit. In Chicago wheat, we have December 9 3/4 higher at 6.96 3/4. It actually got as high as 7.01 1/2 before backing away a little bit. In Kansas City, you have December up 11 at 6.97 1/4. That's within a couple of pennies or so of its high of the day at this point. And Minneapolis wheat has December 6 higher at 8.82 per bushel. December cotton, the new crop month, is now 10 points higher at 92.91 cents per pound, well off its earlier high last night of 93.44. Well, we are joined by Ben Hushon of the Mill in Whitehall, Maryland, and it's time for our regular weekly update. What's going on with farmers in that neighborhood this week, Ben?
Good morning, Marlin. Well, we talked last week about silage, corn silage chopping, running wide open. That is actually in many farms started to wind down, and sent in for the viewers some pictures. Corn and soybeans just are really turning. One of the old standby ways as you're driving down a road, if ears start hanging. That's not necessarily today with some varieties an indicator of it drying down, but with the some of the varieties we're seeing, the ears are starting to drop, and soybeans everywhere really starting to turn. And if you remember earlier this spring, I talked about how this geography has really moved to planting soybeans many times before corn. We're starting to see that. I think we're going to see corn shelling get a little bit moving next week, and I think we'll probably have some soybeans being cut first week of October. Not in huge ways, but certainly people getting started.
Ben, I was just talking about how the national winter wheat planting was getting underway. Do you have much wheat in that particular area there?
We do. Wheat's pretty significant. 2021 harvest was as good a yield as we've ever had. Quality was impeccable. Very little incident, almost zero incident of any head scabs. It was a tremendous source of income for growers. So that generally reinforces their excitement to do it again. Straw market's down, but which is a significant piece in our community. But otherwise, we'll have pretty solid acres going in if harvest, if Mother Nature treats us, and Tim Ross treats us well in October for corn harvest, wheat will go in significant acres.
Well, I'll give Tim Ross a pat on the back for you there. Thanks for the update. Always good to hear from you, Ben. Ben Hushon of the Mill in Whitehall, Maryland, with a look at conditions in the Mid-Atlantic region. We'll pause right here. We'll come back, and I'll get you updated on our livestock trade. We have some big gains to talk about today. I'll explain when we come back.